Hello and welcome to your practice. Today we will have a well-rounded practice with a little bit more focus on twisting. And as always, vary the postures or choose something different that works for you today. And to begin, making sure that your space, no matter how small it is, there may be chaos around you, and yet making your space someplace special to practice. And so whether you have a mat or not, it doesn't matter, but clearing a little bit of space, maybe having, if you do have a mat, making sure it's clean. Today, my little special thing is my hot water. So maybe you have tea or coffee or cocoa, hot water to drink. But taking some time to make your practice a place apart, a special time for you, no matter how long or short. So you might pause the video here and find that special thing, clean your space up, grab some hot water, and then we'll begin. So we will begin seated today. And you might want to have a blanket or a cushion underneath your seat, just so that it makes it a little bit easier for the low back, a little bit easier to sit up nice and tall, not so much effort involved. If you do have a block or some books, if you have a strap, that might be helpful as well. Always nice to have some tools around. Okay, so we'll close our eyes here and check in. So begin to settle in. You can make any little fidgets that you need to feel the seat and the legs grounded. And from there, feel the spine gently lift without rigidity. Head floats above the shoulders. And soften the arms. You can roll the shoulders back and down. Let your hands rest where they're comfortable. And ask yourself the question, how am I feeling today? And allow the answers to come without judgment. Notice if the body is feeling any sensitivity or limitation today, vulnerability, and be aware of that with compassion. Have the intention to be kind to those areas that need a little more care today. And maybe you've begun to notice the breath. Allow the breath to be easy and smooth. In and out through the nose if you can. And so today, as we practice various twisting postures, we think about relationships. So relationships between different parts of the body as we twist, intending to keep the spine nice and tall, the breath easy throughout. And we can take these ideas off of our mat to notice how there are relationships between us and others, between us and our environment. And how would we like those relationships to be? Hopefully kind, compassionate, joyful. So we'll take that into our twisting practice today. So you can leave the eyes closed or gently blink the eyes open. And as you sweep the arms wide and up overhead, maybe take a deep breath in. And then we'll twist to the right. Release your arms down wherever they may fall. You can look over that back shoulder. And as you inhale again, come out of the twist just slightly. Turn the shoulders forward. And then as you exhale, engage the belly towards the spine and twist again. And maybe take that again. So inhale, release the twist just a bit. And then exhale, use your belly to turn the shoulders. Nice. Inhale, come back through center, reach the arms up and overhead, soften the shoulders. And then exhale, twist towards the left, release the hands down. Inhale, release the shoulders. And then exhale, squeeze the belly to move into the twist. One more. Inhale, release, lift up through the heart. And then exhale, use your belly rather than your arms to twist. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, release the hands behind you. The hands can interlace or simply come to the low back. Lift the heart. And exhale, a gentle forward fold. So it could be fairly shallow forward fold. You could move deeper if you like. We won't stay long. Inhale, come on back up. Reach the arms up. And then side bend to your right. Fingertips touch the earth. Inhale, come back to center. Side bend to the left. Nice and easy, like a blade of grass, moving from side to side. So feel that length as you come through center and keep that as you reach off to the side. One more time to the left. Notice that the hips and the legs are stable, that relationship between stability and movement. And then bring the hands to heart center. Nice. So we'll come on to hands and knees here. You can have a blanket underneath the knees or a cushion if the knees are feeling a bit sensitive today. And place the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. So from here, as we inhale, soften the belly, lift the heart. And as we exhale, engage the belly and round the spine. So move with your breath. So we'll be at a different pace probably. And notice as you smooth out the breath, the movement begins to smooth out as well. A good time to check in with how the back is feeling today, how the spine is feeling, how the hips are doing, the neck. And then we'll come back to center and we'll take a twist. So from here, we want to make sure with that relationship, okay, between different parts of the body, that the legs feel stable. So gather the low belly, squeeze the inner thighs. And let's place that left hand underneath the face. Sweep your right arm out to the side and up. And then as you exhale, twist. Dive that right arm underneath the left. Look over that left shoulder. Press into the knees and the bottom hand as you reach up. And then as you exhale, twist. And one more. Inhale, reach up. And exhale to twist. Nice. Come on back to center. Place your right hand underneath your face. And again, press down into the knees, squeeze the inner thighs. Reach that left arm out to the side and up. And then take your twist. Inhale, reach up. And exhale to twist. One more just like that. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist. And then let's come on back to center. Nice. So you may have people or four-leggeds moving around you. That's all right. We'll go ahead and step up to the top of our mats into mountain pose. So have your blocks handy if you'd like to use them to bring the floor up to you. As we stand here and find our feet, lift the toes, feel the lift of the thighs, squeeze the inner thighs, lift the belly, lift the heart, and then roll the shoulders up, back, and down as you soften down the back body, release the toes, heavy in the heels. Let's take that one more time. Lift the toes, lift the thighs, low belly, heart, top of head. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down as you soften down the back body and release the toes, heavy in the heels. Nice. And now find your breath in the belly or in the side waist. Inhaling deeply. And exhale, navel to spine. As you inhale, sweep the arms wide enough overhead. And exhale, we'll side bend to the right. So hand to the outer thigh, reach up and over. You can shift the hips to the left and then come back through center, reach up. And exhale, side bend to the left, hand to the thigh for support. And come back through center, reach up. Hands to heart center. Beautiful. We'll take a few lunge salutations at your own pace. As you inhale, sweep the arms wide. As you exhale, forward fold. Hands can be to blocks or to the floor. As you inhale, step your right foot back, knee comes down, reach the arms up, all in one breath. And then as you exhale, step back to downward facing dog. So our first down dog of the practice here, feel free to bend the knees, pedal the feet, shake the head yes and no. And then come back through center, press into the base of each finger, really strengthen the arms to push the hips up and back, and let your heels be heavy. Now as you look forward, bring the right knee into the chest, step that right foot forward, back knee down, reach the arms up, and then plant the hands to blocks or floor, step up, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen from sternum to belly button. Exhale, forward fold. Rise to stand, touch the sky, press into the feet to reach up. And then hands come to heart center and pause. So take a moment here to find your breath again as we move to the other side or prepare to. Inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step your left foot back, knee comes down, reach the arms up. And then plant the hands to the floor and step back, downward facing dog. Take a moment here, inhale and exhale, and press into the hands, move the hips up and back, legs are strong. And on your next exhale, draw the navel in and up. Inhale, step the left foot forward, back knee down, reach the arms up. And then plant the hands to blocks or floor, step up, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen. And forward fold, release. So use these lengthening movements as you come up to tall mountain to really find that length in the spine, which will prepare us for a more stable and accessible twist, right? So from here, reach the arms wide and up overhead. And then soften the shoulders as you sink the weight back into the heels and send the hips back into chair pose. So we'll be here for a moment. You can have the hands at heart center or in a goalpost position if that's better for your shoulders and your neck today. And it doesn't need to be a deep chair, okay? We want to lift up through the spine, find that length, and feel that engagement around the hips, the inner thighs, the low belly here. So every inhale, lift up through the heart. Every exhale, draw the navel in, sink into the hips. So building up some heat here. Find a steady gaze, steady breath. And then reach the heart forward as you forward fold and release. You can shake the legs here, release the head and neck. All right, so we'll come into chair pose from a forward fold position. Lift halfway, lengthen, and then bend the knees, sink the hips, and lift the torso. Again, hands can be at heart center here to start or overhead. Find that strength in the lower body, that stability, and then from there we'll take a twist. So reach the arms out to a T. Again, keep the spine nice and long. And we'll twist towards the right. Bring the back of the left hand outside of the knee and press. And it's really easy to curl in here. So as you inhale, reach the heart up. And as you exhale, navel to spine. Last breath here, inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, coming back through center and forward fold, release. Again, take a moment here. Release any tension, take some deep breaths. And then inhale, lift halfway, long spine. Exhale, sink into your chair pose. Inhale, come on up, bring the torso upright. And then reach the arms out to a T. So other side, draw the navel in and up. And then twist towards the left. Back of the right hand outside the knee for a little bit of leverage. And as you inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades on the back. And as you exhale, sink the tailbone back and down. Couple more breaths, just like that. And notice where you can find space for breath. So twists make it a little bit more constricting to breathe, but can you find space maybe along the left side here? Inhale, coming back through center. Exhale, forward fold, release. Nice. Rise to stand, touch the sky. And hands to heart center here. And now we should feel hopefully more space for breath now after that twist. All right, I'm gonna need to move my puppy here for our next round. So we're gonna move into some more sun salutations. And we're gonna add a crescent lunge and a little bit of balance. So coming back to mountain pose. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Lift halfway, lengthen, and step your right foot back. And keep the knee lifted if you can. So reach the heart forward, heel reaches back. And then walk your hands up to that front thigh to lift the torso up. Okay, so find your balance here. That back knee can be bent. We want to have a long, low back here. So don't feel like you have to straighten that back leg and compromise your low back. So tuck the pelvis under slightly. Nice. And then maybe you want to reach the arms up and overhead. So lift up through the heart, but keep the low back. Lots of space there. And then from here, lean forward. Reach your hands forward of that front foot. And again, this is where blocks might come in handy, or a stack of books or a low table or a chair. And then what we'll do is we'll start to shift our weight. I need to move back a little bit on my mat. We'll shift our weight forward and lift that back leg up. Okay. So first, before we twist, find some stability here. You can soften into that standing leg a little bit if you like. Really kick out through that back leg and reach through the top of your head. Okay. Now you can stay here in this variation of Warrior 3, or you can keep your right hand where it is and then squeeze the belly to twist. Reach that left arm maybe out to the side, maybe up towards the sky. So it's real easy to let that right hip drop down. So lift that leg back and up and then twist from there. Okay. Again, finding any space you can for breath. And then release. Bring that back foot down, come back into your crescent lunge, walk your hands to the front thigh, maybe reach the arms up, find all that space after that twist. And then release the hands to the floor, come back to downward facing dog. So take a moment here, shake it out, press into the hands. And then we'll take the other side. So step your right foot forward. Okay, find a steady, stable position for the legs. And then press into the feet as you walk your hands up to that front thigh. And again, we'll just start by finding our ground. So that relationship and twist between the lower body, the upper body, having some stability here. And again, that back knee can be bent so you can find that long, low back. You can reach the arms up if you like. Take a few breaths here. And then lean forward, again, hands to blocks or floor. And the hands are, 8 to 10, 12 inches ahead of that foot, so you have space for the upper body to move into. Start to shift your weight. Lift that back foot any amount. And then flex that back foot like you're kicking closed a heavy door. So you have, some stability there, just feeling some strength. And then stay here, okay? And explore this posture. Let the breath be as easy as you can. Or as you exhale, sweep that right arm out to the side and up. And then find your breath. So I notice that my left hip dropped down. So I need to lift the back of the leg and then twist from there. Okay. And then you can look up or down or to the side. One more breath here. And release. Release that back foot down, way back. Walk your hands to the front thigh and lift up. Maybe the arms reach up. Lots more breath. And then release the hands to the floor and downward facing dog. Nice. Take a moment there. So we've constricted around the waist, and then now we have some space. So send the breath there to nourish the body. And then from there, we'll step 1 foot forward. I'm going to step my left foot forward so I can face you, but you'll step 1 foot forward. So you're facing the wide edge of your mat. Okay, legs are nice and wide. And again, this might be where a block is handy. Okay, so we're in a wide-legged forward fold. And then again, shorten or lengthen or widen your stance to where you feel, hi Baxter, to where you feel supported. Okay, so I'm in a halfway lift right now. My fingertips are on the floor, but you might want to have your fingers on or hands on a block if that helps to keep you stable. All right. And then if you'd like, strengthen the legs first. And if you would like, then you can start to forward fold. Just for a moment here, walk the hands back a little bit. And if you have a block, you can place your head on that block. That's a nice feeling, nice and supportive. But again, press down into the feet and squeeze, and gently engage the inner thighs and the low belly. Walk your hands forward again and place your left hand underneath your face. Again, on a block or on the floor. Bend your right knee, gather your belly, and sweep that right arm out to the side and up. So press down into the feet and into the bottom hand. If you get a tingly feeling or, not so great on your shoulder feeling on the upper arm, you can bring that hand to the hip or to the low back. Okay. And your gaze is focused on a place that is comfortable for your neck. Okay. If you'd like to take this a little further, you can straighten that right leg and lean back even further. But again, the most important piece is that you feel stable in the lower body. You have a long spine, and you can breathe. That's 3 important pieces. And then bend into that right knee again. Release. Come back to center. Reach the heart forward. Tuck your chin. Find a deep breath here. Then we'll take the other side. So bend into your left knee, right hand underneath your face. Press into hand and feet and sweep that left arm out to the side and up. So my hips go with me a little bit, and that's just fine. Okay. As you inhale, lengthen from tailbone through the top of your head. And as you exhale, squeeze the belly to twist. If you'd like, you can straighten that left leg and lean into the upper back. And then as you're ready, bend the left knee, release the hands, and then come back to center. Bend both knees a little bit. Send the sit bones high. And then release the upper body. So you can walk your hands back behind the heels here. Release your head again to that block or towards the floor. Then take some deep breaths into the kidney area, low back. And release that exhale nice and easy. Nice. Walk your hands forward, lift halfway. And then heel toe your feet towards center. Hands to your hips. Come up with a nice tall spine. All right, so now we'll take a bit of twisting in the hips here, in the hip sockets. So hands to heart center with a little balance. So as you're ready, shift your weight into that right foot and draw your left knee in towards your chest. Okay? So one long line now. So now we'll be rotating in the hip socket versus rotating around the spine. Turn that left knee out and then hook that left ankle just above the right knee. So this is figure 4 pose. Notice that the foot is flexed to give the knee some support. Okay? And then you're welcome to stay here or work this pose. So work the length as you inhale. And then as you exhale, soften down the back body. Feel that weight in the heel, a little bit more towards the heel. If you'd like to take this a little further, you can sink the hips back and down into a bit of a chair, figure 4 chair. And I like to use my hands pressing into one another to cue myself to lift my heart rather than round forward. Okay? So finding your breath here. And if you wobble, if you fall out, if you sway, it's totally normal. That's your body working for you to try to learn something new or remember something as far as balance goes. And then as you're ready, come back to standing, place both feet on the floor, and take a breath or two here. So reaffirm that steadiness, that groundedness. Okay, maybe a little less wobbly in mountain pose. And then let's enjoy the wobbliness on the other side. So shift your weight into your left foot, draw your right knee in towards your chest, flex the foot. And then externally rotate in the hip and hook that right ankle above the left knee. Okay, and just take a moment here. So we're feeling some rotation. Doesn't need to be big in that hip socket as the rest of the body stays fairly in line, aligned. Lift the heart, press into that standing leg. And then if you choose, sit back a bit. So send the sit bones back as you reach the heart towards the sky. So if you've practiced this posture 1,000 times, you might try something different with the gaze. So you might look up, okay, notice what happens to the balance. You might close one eye or both and see what happens there. You want to challenge yourself. Last breath or two here. And then as you're ready, release. Again, reaffirm that steady relationship with the earth, the ground beneath you on 2 feet. Inhale. And exhale. Nice. Let's come back to the top of our mats. If you weren't there already, inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold. So notice that we're not twisting now. Inhale, lift halfway, send your right foot back, knee down, reach the arms up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take the full exhale to make your way there. Inhale, step your right foot forward, back knee down, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, step up. Rise to stand, touch the sky, feel all that space around you, and hands to heart center. Other side, inhale. So take up space, exhale. Inhale, left foot back into a lunge, reach up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step the left foot forward, back knee down, lunge, reach up. And then place the hands to blocks or floor, step up, forward fold. Inhale, rise to stand, press into the feet, reach to the top of the head, and hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Lift halfway, lengthen. And then plant your hands, step the left foot back, step the right foot back. Lower the knees can be wider than the hips, and then send the hips back towards the heels into child's pose. So give your belly space. Widen the knees as much as you need to let the belly be soft and relaxed. And you can stay a little bit more upright, or you can begin to lower the head towards the floor, a cushion, or a block. A good time to take stock. How are you feeling at this point in your practice? Have you taken care of those parts that were asking for care? Have you challenged where you've needed to challenge? And then let's come on back up to seated. Bring the knees together. And if you have a blanket, it might be helpful to move that blanket off to your right side, and we'll shift the hips off to the right. So the heels will come off to the left. They can be close to the body or farther away. We'll take a little twist from here. So inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. And exhale, twist towards the right. So hands rest where they're comfortable. If the floor is far away behind you, you can use a block or a cushion. So here, as you inhale, feel that length along the spine. And as you exhale, allow that left hip to sink down. Turn our head center, shoulder center. Shift the hips towards center, and then we'll move our blanket, if you've got one, over to the left and shift our hips, our left hip onto that blanket. So heels can stay close or move farther away. Make it comfortable for your knees. And let that right hip settle as much as you can. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And then exhale, twist towards the left and release the hands down. So more than cranking with the hands here, we're coming to a more gentle attitude about the twist. Use your belly, okay, to engage in the twist rather than cranking with the arms. And then we'll turn back to center, release the twist. Bring our legs out in front of us. Again, you can have a prop or a cushion underneath the hips here. Move the flesh of the sit bones out of the way. We'll take Dandasana. So place the hands beside the hips, palms or fingertips pressed down so the arms are strong. And press out through the heels. So the legs are active, the arms are active, and the spine and the muscles around the spine are active. So as you inhale, really lift up through the top of the head. And as you exhale, draw the navel in. So every muscle is working here. As you inhale to lengthen, and as you exhale, draw the navel in and up. So bringing back together all the pieces of ourselves here. And then soften, draw the right knee in towards the chest. And the heel can be close in, or if you like more space for the belly and the chest, the heel can move out to the right. The knee can move out to the right. So left leg strong, inhale, lift up through the heart. And then as you exhale, sweep the right fingertips behind you, reach that left arm up. And then as you twist the heart, you can wrap that left arm around the knee or block the elbow outside of the knee. But again, rather than cranking, okay, we want a nice gentle touch or contact between the knee and the elbow as you twist. Feel free to gaze forward or over that back shoulder. And notice where you're feeling this twist, right? Is it in the lower back, the mid back, upper back, and the neck? And then be aware of what parts of the body are stabilizing you. So the legs, the hips, the arms, maybe even the gaze. And then gently turn your head forward, release the twist, and extend that right leg long. Left knee comes in. Again, knee can be close or out to the side. And as you inhale, lift up through the heart. And as you exhale, left fingertips behind you, reach that right arm up and take your twist. And notice if the twist is different on this side, right? So maybe there's a different range of motion. Maybe there's a different arm position that works for you. And that's just fine. We're not symmetrical, right? So each day is different as well. So take the twist that works for you today. Noticing the relationship between the upper body and the lower body, where you can find space. As the humans in your life walk around your practice space, coming back through center, and then release, both legs nice and long. Beautiful. All right, Dandasana one more time. So again, after we've kind of twisted and churned things up, let's bring everything back together. Press out through the heels, legs nice and strong. Press down into the hands, lift the heart. And even sit steady and settle your gaze here. So feel the strength in the body, the solidity of the muscles, the bones, and that steadiness of your breath. So as we move out and move into our twists and out of our twists, we make sure that we come back to center regularly. And then release. So let's come on to our backs here. You can have your props nearby as we move on to our backs. We are making our way towards Shavasana. Just a few more moments here of movement. So as you're ready, bring the heels a comfortable distance from the seat, arms down by the sides, and shimmy the shoulder blades a little bit closer together underneath you. Press down into the feet and the backs of the arms as you lift the hips for bridge pose. So you might find that you want to shimmy the shoulders a little bit closer even. So you're high on the shoulders and there's no pressure on the neck. And then here, let's think about length. So as you inhale, push the knees towards the back of your practice space as you reach the heart towards the front of your practice space. And then as you exhale, draw the navel in, up, squeeze the glutes. So again, re-lengthening from knees through the top of the head, and then finding that stability around the center of the body. And then lift the heels, roll down the spine, settle the hips down. Nice. All right, widen the feet as wide as your mat, arms come away from the body here. You can move some props out of the way. And we'll gently sway the knees from side to side. So a nice, easy moving twist. Go slower than you want to go. We move very fast out of compulsion or necessity in our lives off the mat. So why not cultivate some steadier pace when we're on our mats. And then from here, let the knees sway to the right and stay. You can use a cushion underneath that bottom knee if you need one. And then reach your left arm up alongside your ear and squeeze your left glute And move that knee again, press that knee, reach that knee away from the left arm. So you're reaching, reaching, reaching. This might help you feel a nice stretch along the front of the left thigh, along the side body here. As you squeeze the glute, press into that left foot, reach the knee away from the hand. And then soften and release. Arms come down, knees to center. Let the knees sway to the left. Okay, find your ground here, find the posture you'd like to stay in. And then keep the breath easy as you reach the right arm up and overhead. Squeeze the right glute and press that right knee, reach it away from that top arm. So reaching, reaching, reaching all along that right side. And then soften and release. Nice, maybe another sway or two here. Massage for the low back, and the hips, back of the hips. Beautiful. And then draw the knees into the chest one more time. Maybe the head comes in towards the knees, curl into a tight little ball, and release. So we're gonna make our way towards Shavasana. So I recommend having, especially if it's chilly in your practice space, depending on the time of year, but you wanna keep all that heat you've built up in the body, within the body, so that it nourishes from head to toe. So take an extra layer, place a blanket over the body. You can keep the knees bent and let the knees touch in towards center, or you can let the legs come long, feet a little wider than the hips. So take a few moments. I'll sit up here so you can hear my instruction a bit better, but you're laying on the floor in any comfortable position. If laying on your back is not comfortable for you, feel free to lay on the side, on your side body, or even on your belly. But make sure you feel comfortable, stable, and warm. Okay, so cover the body if you can. And you might even place a light piece of material over the eyes to further signal the relaxation response. So as you're settling in, take note of your practice space. You can gently close the eyes, start to visualize the space around you, and sense that space as a nourishing space, no matter how large or small it is. It may be your patch of practice space right around you, a few inches around you. But feel the nourishing quality of the space around you and the space within the body. Allow your mind to wander to sound here. Either sounds inside or outside of the room that you're in, or the space you're in. And then allow those sounds to fade into the distance as you return to your body and begin to tune into your breath. As you start to relax around your breath, if you've noticed any tension has crept up in the body, feel free to make a mindful movement, a little adjustment to come back to comfort and stillness. So noticing the relationship, as we've done some twists today, relationship between different parts of the body and between the body and the breath. Bring that idea into play now. So as you relax around the breath, notice how that affects the body and the body's relaxation and release. So one experiment might be to relax at the bottom of the exhale and allow the inhale to come, and then to relax at the top of the inhale and allow the exhale to begin. Shavasana, like twists, is a turning inward, but Shavasana is the ultimate turning inward, right? We let the world be for a moment. There are no problems to solve. There are no tasks to be done for the next few minutes. The breath is relaxed. The body begins to rest. And now bringing your awareness to the soles of your feet. Soft attention at the feet as you relax around the soles of the feet, the toes, let the heels be heavy. Soften around the calves, the shins, and the backs of your knees. The breath is easy, flowing in and out without effort. Relax around the thighs, the hips, the glutes here. And soften around the low belly. All of that work that the lower body has done to stabilize, to offer stability for your twists during this practice. Allow the breath to nourish those areas that have worked for you today. Soften around the rib cage, the mid back, the upper back. Let the shoulder blades be heavy. And sense the arms from the shoulders out through the fingertips. And allow the arms to become heavier and more settled still. Soften around the tops of the shoulders, the sides of the neck. Feel that gentle curve at the back of the neck. And allow the face to soften here. Soften the jaw. The tongue widens within the mouth. And soften around the eyes. The eyes fall heavy in their sockets. Soften around the forehead, the temples, the top, sides, and back of your head. Feel your whole body resting. And feel as if your whole body is breathing as we rest here for just 2 more minutes. If the mind wanders or thoughts or plans come into mind, that's normal. Our practice becomes to notice and to bring ourselves back to that whole body breath, body resting on the floor. And if you can, rest here for the next 5 to 10 minutes. If it's time to move on, begin to come back, visualizing again your body on your practice space and within your space. And notice how the breath begins to gently deepen. Observe as that breath energy moves towards the fingers, the toes, and the top of your head. As you're ready, you can run the thumbs across the tips of the fingers, begin to wiggle the toes, roll through the ankles and the wrists. And gently turn your head from side to side. Again, notice that the earth is supporting you, that relationship between you and the earth. Reach the arms up and overhead and take a big stretch. Keep the breath nice and easy. Focus turned inward. And if you're not already, you will roll onto one side. Allow the belly to be soft. Again, let the body relax into the floor. Then use your hands and arms to press to a nice tall seat. Head comes up last. That could be sitting in a chair or on a blanket or on the floor. Gently draw your hands to heart center, offering gratitude for your mind, your body, your breath, for your practice and your dedication to making it to your practice today. And today, as you move forward, may you find peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, a deep peace in your heart. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. If you have that special object or that special drink, warm beverage, please take a moment to enjoy. And I'll look forward to seeing you at our next practice together.